For those who don't know me, I am one of the biggest Penguins fan. I've loved him before Gotham. I've loved him before, he was, this character that got a lot more attention. It's not exactly some crazy take. I mean, he is one of the most famous Batman villains, but a lot of people just don't know that much about him. They really just know his name. Like, that's a lot how America is. A lot of people know some of the presidents like George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Teddy Roosevelt, JFK, Lincoln, but they don't really know them. They just know their name. And I feel that's how a lot of people are with the Penguin. So it was hilarious watching people online react to the stuff Penguin does, especially after episode 8, which I will get to. Penguin is a cowardly bastard that does a lot of things on impulse. And it is immediately shown in the first few minutes of the show. He goes to the boss of the Falcons. He's the new boss. Falcone is dead. He's the son of fucking Falcone. But he gets a little insult happy to Penguin. And Penguin doesn't appreciate that much and shoots the ever living shit out of him and then laughs before realizing, fuck, I just fucked up and I gotta hide the body because he's an important man. Though him being missing doesn't last for very long. People are starting to suspect Penguin. Sophia Falcone pretty much knows it. And throughout the show, he has to try and get her to not, know it. Eventually, she ends up knowing it again, though. I did find that a little silly. The little flip floppy, She didn't know, she knows he killed him. She doesn't know. She knows now. It was kind of stupid. Um, Sophia Falcone had an amazing performance throughout the show, too. I do want to say, I don't think she was on the cover on the website because I watched it on HBO Max, obviously, until after the first episode. And that was because she got a lot of praise online, which she definitely deserves. She was amazing. I didn't really care for her in Gotham, but Sophia Falcone was fucking awesome here. Throughout the show, we learn more about Penguin, his history. There's a character in the first episode that tries to rob Penguin by stealing his rims. And there was also a lot of stuff online about fucking Victor that was really stupid. People immediately thinking he was other DC characters named Victor instead of just happening to have the same name. Like, look how many characters in DC are named John. Like, it could just be a coincidence, man. But people were mostly thinking he was going to be Victor Zsasz, even though most people don't know anything about Victor Zsasz. It was kind of silly. And other people thinking he might be Mr. Freeze, because Mr. Freeze's name is Victor Freeze. They say his last name in the show, but people were, for some reason, thinking he was Victor Zsasz. I forget his last name because they only said it once. But he had a last name that was not Zsasz, but people thought he was Zsasz. He was not. Victor Penguin. Penguin, that is what I want to talk about right now. Penguin has always been someone that will always care about him first. And he shows that quite a few times through the show. Him working with Sophia. And soon as he's in trouble, he tries to throw her to the dogs. And he says, fuck it, leave her. He only cares about himself. That is the Penguin I know and love. People were surprised by that happening, but they were still on his side. Penguin ends up taking down Maroni simply by, the typical little fight, and he has a heart attack, though Penguin's reaction made up for the stereotypical old man dies via heart attack. It was a really good reaction, and him now using it as I killed Maroni was even better. Even though he didn't. Technically he did, but not really. Um, Penguin will always use what he can to his advantage. And once he gets what he needs out of them, they don't matter to him anymore. No matter how much they've done for him, no matter how much they care about him, if they're not family or if they're not him, they're done for. And of course, that's where we get to Victor. Victor, throughout the show, is a character we're supposed to sympathize for because of what Riddler did in The Batman. So we feel bad for him. We're getting to know him. We're seeing their relationship together. You think, oh, these guys are going to be buddies. But if you know Penguin, you know this isn't going to work out. And of course it doesn't. And when he kills him, there is no justified reason. We see Victor go out of his way to defend Penguin and try and get other crime bosses to rise up and go save Penguin. And he goes out of his way to help him, even though Penguin had threatened to kill him twice. 3 times, actually. Of course, their friendship grows or whatever, so people were not thinking he would betray him, but it's Penguin. I knew soon as we saw a scene of him after he had got what he wanted and him being with Victor again that he was gonna kill him. Now a lot of people are pissed at Penguin and wanting Batman to beat him up. I liked Victor, but not as much as other people online did. I don't know why people loved him so much. He was a cool character, but man, people really got attached to him. So, Penguin ends up strangling him to death. And another thing shows that he does not even see Victor really as human. Where, though he did not really respect Falcone's son, he knew the power he had. He knew how powerful he was, not via physical or, stuff like that, but due to his family lineage, what he was supposed to run. So even though he didn't like him, he hid the body out of respect for the Falcone legacy. Victor is nothing to him. He treats it like he was just some guy he didn't even know, some guy that pissed him off, and then takes his money and throws his ID in the water like he's nothing, to make it look like a simple robbery, like he's just some scum of the earth, some misfortune. And it's heartbreaking. It was hard to watch, even though I wasn't attached to Victor's character like a lot of people were. It is a hard watch. He didn't deserve it. He was nothing but loyal to Penguin, but you can't be loyal to a guy like Penguin. And they show that throughout the show multiple times. And if you just know anything about fucking Penguin, you should have known this was going to end bad. And by God, did I love this show. And yeah, that is really it for the Penguin, He gets Sophia sent away to Arkham, also showing how fucking heartless he is. He sent her to a place he knew she never wanted to revisit, just to get what he wanted, to be more powerful, to have a higher up position, to be in the court. They really show you why Penguin is a piece of shit. And Penguin is just one of the piece of shit characters I love. I've always really liked him. With characters like Homelander and stuff, I guess I can see why people like them because of the actor having a really good performance, but I just don't get it. Their characters are so unlikable. But when I see characters like Penguin, I don't know why, I've always loved Penguin. I love how much of a piece of shit he is and how he does it. And I think this was a really great performance by Colin Farrell. And I can't wait to see more of him in the Batman universe.